I bring this up because supposedly the developers say this game will be a darker story, and it has people theorizing what that story could be, with some going as far as suggesting it may be 9/11, since some teasers look like they're in New York City.
Ooh. You know what? It's Ubisoft. I should have expected this. Let's delete this game because, like, what the fuck? It's not worth it. It's a free game. Let me not get angry over such shit.
So, let's talk about Call of Duty.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Call of Duty League, or the CDL.
Yeah.
A weekend ago, we had the Major 3 event, which was set in Toronto, and it was quite an interesting battle.
Yo, what is up, gamers and all you beautiful creatures? Welcome to episode 65 of Skip podcast. What is good? Bringing you the weekly patch notes. I'm your boy Tamziri, as always, and joined with me, I've got Maxwell. What's good, homie?
Yo, what is up? For the first time in a while, I actually feel alright.
Hey, bro, that's a fucking W, my guy. Sure, no way, dog. And with me as well, I got Kid Kojo. What's good, Holmes?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm Gucci, bro. I'm good. I'm actually glad this week is over, bro. This week of work has been bleh. But anyways, we're here to give you guys the lovely gaming tidbits. And yeah, please be sure to like and subscribe. But before we get started, does anyone have any admin whatsoever?
So I just want to give an update on last week where I was talking as a football fan / soccer fan, saying things are good again. Yeah, nah, it's back into the trenches again.
Hi there, dog. Ish. Sport. Hi there. Kojizi?
Nah, no admin from me.
Alright, aware. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. So grab your snacks, grab your goodies and your drinks and all that, and let's get started. Starting with the gaming news. Max, what's been going on, bro?
Alright, so we begin with what I consider concerning news. The shitty quality gaming media giant that we know as IGN has made some media purchases.
Oh.
IGN has gone and acquired the Gamer Network's digital brands for an undisclosed sum. These publications under the Gamer Network that will transfer to IGN are Game Industry Biz, Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, VG247, and Dicebreaker. The Game Network also has shares in Outside Xbox, Digital Foundry, and Hookshot, which runs Nintendo Life, Push Square, Pure Xbox, and Time Extension. So, now all of these are now partially owned by IGN, who already own Humble Bundle, How Long to Beat, and Map Genie. So, that's an unfortunate situation in the media's landscape of gaming. Then next, to close this very short segment, I want to talk about COD. Originally, I wasn't going to bring this up and instead wait for the Summer Game Fest. But with everyone online hyping it up, I figured why not talk about it now, right? So, remember a few episodes ago, I spoke about Microsoft announcing their June showcase alongside a secret follow-up event? Well, that event is meant to be a first look at this year's new entry in COD, Black Ops 6.
Wait. What? Sorry, continue. I'm amazed. Okay, continue.
Yeah, Black Ops 6 is coming.
Oh my god.
I bring this up because supposedly the developers say this game will be a darker story, and it has people theorizing what that story could be, with some going as far as suggesting it may be 9/11, since some teasers look like they're in New York City.
Ooh.
I'm here to crush those dreams because I don't think it'll be 9/11. It'll be something less risque, and people need to be less stupid with their imaginations. Sorry, not sorry. The ramifications of 9/11 would go too deep. So for the idiots out there who think it'll be a modern day tragedy, just try and think for a second. Games totally stray away from tackling events that people who are directly affected by such events are still largely alive. It's not worth the controversy and bad press to tackle those subject areas. And with that said, do you really think Activision and Microsoft would risk associating their brands to such things? Absolutely not, you idiots.
I mean, you have a point. But I mean, let's think about Wolfenstein New World Order. Like, that shit was wild, bro.
What was New World Order about? Was that Nazis?
Yes, where you literally get to like greet Hitler.
How long ago was World War, where most of the people who were directly affected by by World War II are dead by now? They're still survivors, and they're still descendants and families affected, but those are not direct effects. Because if imagine, especially on a shooting game where you're somewhat glorifying everything. Imagine 9/11, somebody whose child, spouse, cousin, or whomever died in that incident. That's going to create a whole ass controversy that I don't think Activision or Microsoft would want. If 9/11 happened a different generation ago, like maybe in the 70s or 60s, then I could see it happening. But right now, nah. They're still victims of it, who still feel the freshness of it. So nah, not at all.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and that's it from my news. Is there anything you guys would like to share?
No, I don't know if like my stuff falls under news because it's a personal thing. But yeah, I don't know. Kojo, I'm gonna find a way that it can fit into this episode. Kojo, you go, bro.
Okay, let's talk about Nintendo.
Oh no.
Nintendo has acquired Shiver Entertainment. For those who don't know who Shiver Entertainment is, perfectly fine. I had no idea who they were either before this news. So Shiver Entertainment are a company that specializes in porting games to platforms. And this announcement was made on the 21st of May with a notice posted by Nintendo. And this is what the notice said, and I quote, Shiver is a video game development company that develops software for multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch. Since its establishment in 2012, Shiver has partnered with publishers and developers through commissions for large-scale title developments, and recently has worked on porting and developing software titles such as Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1. By welcoming Shiver's experienced and accomplished development team, Nintendo aims to secure high-level resources for porting and developing software titles, end quote. And they went on to say that Shiver is going to continue to develop and port software for multiple platforms and Nintendo Switch. Now, to end off with this section, with this news, the Hogwarts Legacy port, as far as I remember, was fine, but the Mortal Kombat 1 port was a complete joke. Everybody made memes of it. Everybody made jokes about it. It's all over. You can go find YouTube videos, Twitter videos, pictures. It was just not a good port. But apparently over time, it's gotten better. Next up, let's talk about the sim game Life by You. Remember that one, guys? Life by You, the one that was going to be like the new Sims, but like different.
Oh, yes. I wanted to play it, but yeah.
Guess what, Tommy?
It's being cancelled? I don't know.
No, close. It's been delayed.
Of course, dude. It was too good to be true.
Yeah, no. So it was delayed. It was supposed to come out September 2023 and it was delayed to March 2024 and then to June 4th. Now it's delayed without a new release date. So sorry, Tommy.
I'm not sad, bro. I'm not too sad.
And last, let's talk about Atari. You guys remember Atari?
Yeah, CeeLo Green said something about them.
Max, remember episodes ago you were wondering how Atari was remaining relevant?
Yeah, no, I saw the story where which you're about to go into, but I still don't understand where they're getting the money from. It boggles my mind.
Boggles my mind.
No, don't you agree that this makes it even more confusing?
Yep.
But yeah, no, go ahead to let the listeners hear what's going on.
So, for those who don't know, Atari was a powerhouse back in the 70s and the 80s in terms of video game consoles. They were pretty much the only company in the market for a while, and then other companies started to create their own consoles, like in television. And for a while, it was a battle between the two. Well, now Atari is like, well, Decades later, we're going to buy in television. So this is what the press release said, and I quote, Atari will seek to expand digital and physical distribution of legacy and television games, potentially create new games, and explore brand and licensing opportunities. So this is going to be like, this is an interesting purchase that I don't think anybody saw coming, because it's like, yes, Atari still publishes games here and there. In television, I haven't heard from them yeah. So, and Max is right. Where's Atari? Like, they publish games, but where is this money coming from?
Yeah,
it's crazy. So yeah, that is it for my news.
Wait, okay, I'm now looking and I see that Warner Media is one of the big people behind Atari. So I don't want to speculate, but I mean, with fucking what's his name? It's like Brawlhalla. Guys, it's coming out next weekend.
Multiverses.
There we go. Thank you. I mean, with them, okay, no, but I don't think that's too far-fetched. Never mind, that's too far-fetched. Fuck it, whatever. Thank you, man. Thanks for the gaming news. I think the only gaming news I guess I could put out is that the game developers for Helldivers have just stated that, now obviously with Helldivers, you get your crew, you guys dive into like a world that's overrun with aliens and everything, and you're supposed to either secure a certain area, clear out all the aliens and everything, but ultimately the game developer says that you as the players are actually the antagonists. You guys are the bad guys. Now a lot of players are starting to see it that way. They're basically speculating like, oh, okay, well, shit, I mean, that feels bad, but this is only those players that are like hectic animal rights type of people. So if you're still one of those Helldivers that likes to cause havoc and wreck shit up, fuck it, fuck the aliens and all that, good for you. But anyways, yeah, moving on to the gaming corner. Kojo, what's been coming out, bro?
Okay, let's talk about some games. So there have been quite a handful, so let's see if I can get through them in a reasonable amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
First up, we have a game called Songs of Conquest, released on PC on May 20th, 2024. It is an adventure RPG strategy game developed by Lava Potion and published by Coffee Stain Publishing. It's like an empire building strategy game, so like Age of Empires and stuff like that, but it's more fantasy where you use magic, you forge armies and empires, and it requires tactical knowledge and combat and kingdom management. Next up, we have a game called Paper Trail, and Paper Trail was developed by a company called Newfangled Games and also published by Newfangled Games. And basically what it is a top-down puzzle adventure game about leaving home, and it's set in a foldable paper world. So that's a very interesting concept. And it is currently sitting at a 78 on Metacritic. Next up, we have a game that someone on this podcast, I'm not going to mention names, but this person has been incredibly vocal about this game in many different ways. And I am talking about Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. So this game finally, after its announcement in 2018, finally came out on the 21st of May 2024, and it is developed by Ninja Theory and published by Xbox Game Studios. And it is the sequel to Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade, which came out in 2017. The whole draw of this game is that Senua suffers from psychosis, so she hears voices, and those voices help in gameplay, and sometimes they also not hinder, but they add to Senua's degrading, deteriorating mind. And it came out, and at first it received a flood of positive reviews, and then the negative reviews started to come in. People are saying that on the positive side, people said, hey, the graphics are great, it's a good story and stuff. And then on the negative side, people are like, it's a slog to play through. They prioritize visuals over actual gameplay. It's sometimes it's even worse in terms of overall gameplay than the first game. And people think it's a disappointment, and people think it's not the killer app that Xbox thought they were getting, or not thought they were getting, but it's not the killer app that people wanted this game to be, which, well, people are still enjoying it. So, But yeah, it's important to also notice the positives and the negatives. Next up, we have
What was it? What was its Metacritic score?
81. Was that about where you expected or no?
Yes, it is. I was gonna guess 83, but 81 sounds about right. And I just want to say that I feel vindicated about what I was saying about this game, where I was like, visually it's going to look good, but it's probably going to be bare bone and it's probably going to be a short gaming experience because these guys switching to a new engine, it doesn't give them time to make a very immersive experience. It's going to be a shallow experience. That's what I was saying, and I was on the money for it. However, I will also admit that building up to the release, I did get swallowed into the hype, and I was thinking it was going to be a Game of the Year contender. Seeing the reception afterwards, I'm like, nah, it's not going to be a Game of the Year contender.
Yeah, I don't think it is going to be either. And one more thing to notice, you were adamant that this game was not going to come out this year.
Hey, no, okay, that we already addressed, where I acknowledged that I was wrong. But when I was acknowledging that I was wrong, that's when I highlighted that if it does come out this year, it's going to be a short gaming experience.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Because I acknowledged, like, okay, I didn't think this game was going to come out this year. I kept thinking it was going to get delayed. But if it does come out this year, the game will be a short experience because there's no way they had enough time to make it an immersive experience. It's going to be shallow.
I hear you, and you were right. People do feel that way about this game, which is a shame. And side note, apparently Ninja 3's next game has been greenlit. So for people who are saying, oh no, this game is going to make the studio get shut down, I don't think so. At least not now. Next up, we have a game that Tommy wants to talk about, so I'm going to be real brief, called XDefiant. We've spoken about XDefiant many times on this podcast. It is Ubisoft's take on Call of Duty's their own arena shooter. It was released on the 21st of May. It currently has no Metacritic score, so we will tell you what it is in the next episode. And I was sitting there at 7 o'clock ready for the launch, watching it because I couldn't play because I only have a last-gen console. And the launch of this game was atrociously bad. Nobody could get in to play the game because the servers were slammed. So it took a few hours. I remember I was watching this sponsored stream. He was supposed to be sponsored for 2 hours and he only got to play one match. And 1 hour into the stream, Ubisoft was like, okay, let's just pull the sponsorship for now because the game is not working. We will sponsor you again at another time. So I've never seen that happen before, where someone pulls a sponsorship mid-stream. But after a few hours, they were able to get it working, and it's working now. And Tommy, take it away.
Nah, okay, so yes, Kojo says it's working. Look, yeah, sure. It came out when? Like Wednesday, right? Like 2 days before the recording of this.
Either Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday, 21st of May, Tuesday.
So today, as of the recording of this podcast episode, it was the first time I played it. Okay, let me tell you the first 2 hours of my experience. The first 2 hours, I could not find a single game. Why? Because I got an error message of MAT04301, which was basically saying that their servers are unavailable at the moment. Now, granted, I was playing during working hours because I just wanted to, use my lunch hour to try play this game. From the moment, now for those of you who do not have jobs, lunch hours from like 12 p.m. till 1 p.m. From lunch hour till the time I knocked off, servers were not available in my region, okay? Which is South Africa for those who don't know. But anyways, for the whole 4 hours, there were no servers available in my region. I was already starting to have second thoughts as to why I even downloaded this game. Granted, it's free, but a part of me was like, it's Ubisoft. I should have expected this. Let's delete this game because, like, what the fuck? It's not worth it. It's a free game. Let me not get angry over such shit. But then I'm watching streamers on Twitch play this game and, they're having fun with it. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did you guys get, nice access? How are your servers working? No, we were on the beta. So, for some reason it's working for us. I'm like, okay, flag number one. Well, actually flag number two. Flag number one was the server's not working. I get into the game. Cool. Everything's dope. I get to, I see what it is that I can play to upgrade and everything is working nice. Tell me why for the last 6 hours of the game, that I've been playing. Mind you, I've got 6 hours in the game already, minus the 4 hours that's, the servers weren't working. So 2 hours essentially, if you want to really put it to matter. But for the 2 hours that I've played this game, tell me why, of all the gaming playlists that they have, they've got Team Deathmatch, they've got Capture the Flag, they've got Domination, they've got that game mode where the thing changes, the location changes, where you have to capture it and hold it and then move it and it changes and then all that. They've got trial mode of ranked before rank becomes actually serious, and they've got move the payload. Tell me why I'm only able to play 3 game modes out of like 6 that are advertised to me only. Like that, those are the only game modes I'm clearly able to get, because if I try to, mind you, when you first start the game, you get the welcome playlist, which is everything. Then you get, you have the option to select certain game modes that you want to play. Cool. That's nice. I try to select the ones that I only like. Tell me why I have to wait for almost 25 minutes just to get into a single game. Tell me why nobody fucking uses their microphones. Okay, that's not Ubisoft's fault. I guess that's just my region. Tell me why there is such an unflippin' balanced class of fire or flamethrower or whatever fucks going everywhere. Like everyone chooses this class. There should be like a limit. Okay, you get to play something that has intel who can go invisible and shit. You get to play someone that is a healer. You get to play as the flamethrower bitches, and you get to play as someone who throws shields down like a tank. There should be a limit to how many players can play each one, because it's bullshit how an entire fucking enemy team can be one flipping class of fire and just rain hell. Mind you, Ubisoft, please, can you nerf the shit out of that fucking class? Thanks. Nah, my first experience of XDefiant is definitely not a favorable one. However, I will say that it is definitely a contender slightly to killing COD, purely because the amount of maps I was able to play that came from different games. You played a map that came from The Division. You played a map that came from Watch Dogs. You play a map that comes from Far Cry 6. Yes, okay, you did very well there, Ubisoft. You did exceptionally well. It felt good going to those maps again. I'm like, oh, the nostalgia, and all this. Thank you so much for that. Please balance the shit out of your game and get us more servers that can take more players. Thanks. On to you, Kojo. Or are you done with your side?
No, not yet, but thank you for that impassioned speech.
Aware.
Next up, we have a game called RKGK/Rakugaki. Now, this one interested me. I saw the reveal a few months ago, and it is an indie game, action adventure indie, developed by Wabi Sabi Games and published by Gearbox, no less. Basically, what it is, it's set in this cyberpunk neo-futuristic world where you play as a girl called Vala. It's a 3D platformer, and you have to, basically, the current governmental regime has shut down all forms of self-representation and self-expression. So it is up to Vala and her friends and crew to bring back self-expression through spray painting and other things. It looks wild. It looks very colorful, and that's what intrigued me. And it was released on the 22nd of May 2024, and it is currently sitting at a 78 on Metacritic. Next up, we have a game called Bread and Fred, which is an action adventure indie game developed by Sandcastle Studio and powered by Apogee Entertainment. And basically, it is a co-op game, which we need more of in this day and age. And basically, you have to help 2 penguins, Bread and Fred, reach the top of a mountain. And basically, you have to time your jumps, cling to walls perfectly, swing across gaps. And it's a platforming game. And it kind of reminds me of like Celeste, the way it looks a little bit. So yeah, that's Bread and Fred. And the next game that we're going to talk about is a game called Duck Detective.
Oh,
you know this one, Tony?
I don't, but like, man, there's so many like animal things, games where the animal's doing human things. God damn it.
I see what you mean. But yeah, it was developed and published by Happy Broccoli Games. And it's an adventure casual indie game where you play the detective who is down on his luck And basically, you have to use your powers of what they call deduction. Do you get it? Do you get the joke?
Oh, come on, man. Okay.
Yeah, that was clever, right? That wasn't me, that was them. And basically, you have to like look at evidence, fill in the blanks, solve cases, solve mysteries, and have an adventure.
Oh, wait. Max, any Gaming Corner releases you know of?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Oh, wait. Thanks, bro. Nothing much from my side, except for the fact that it's not really a gaming new release or whatever. It's just to say that the new season of Diablo 4 has come out, and for those of you who have already been playing, it's been a while since it came out. I mean, so I'm sure some of you listening to this have probably already like gotten your new legendary items. But yeah, for those of you who haven't, there are new guaranteed legendary items for your classes. So if you want to kind of get back into the swing of things and reduce your amount of hectic grinds and farms, there are certain dungeons as well as whatchamacallits, I forget the name of the flipping things because I haven't even played it in a while, that now have shared tips for those people who have gotten them already. And there's many guides into how to get the legendary items for your class. So definitely hop on Icy Veins or check out some YouTube videos, aka Riker. He makes a lot of good Diablo content, and yeah, get your legendary items. All right. And that brings us to the halfway point. If you guys are enjoying this so far, please do leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let's keep it going. On to the content creator news. Okay, so I'm going to try breeze through all of this. Of course, if you guys would like more information, please do read through the links in the description below. So starting off, a few episodes ago, not even a few episodes, geez, it must have been months ago, where we discussed Linus Tech Tips and the former employee sexual allegations that went on, which really caused a huge problem in the company. So after thorough investigations, certain court cases and everything, Linus Tech Tips have now revealed that the allegations from the ex-employee were false after the thorough investigation that happened. So the findings were released after the investigation that happened and the court hearings about the allegations that levied upon them last year in 2023, that the former ex-employee, it came out that the judge had ruled that they were largely unfounded, misleading, and unfair. So, as announced on their Twitter, or formerly, currently known as X, on May 23rd, the investigations were conducted by the Vancouver law firm. And yeah, certain accusations then came to light with the truth. And they had put out this tweet, X, whatever, saying that there were a series of accusations about our company last August from a former employee. Immediately following these accusations, LMG, which is the head group of Linus Tech Tips, Roper Grayal, a large Vancouver-based law firm specialized in labor employment law, to conduct third-party investigations. Yeah, so it basically came out that most of the allegations that were raised were unfair due to the fair investigation that was taking place. The claims of bullying and harassment were not substantiated. The allegations that sexual harassment were ignored and not addressed were all false, as there was an open door policy within the company, and the person just did not not use that policy to come to the open door, and simply took it that the company did not care. Any concerns that were raised were definitely investigated thoroughly. Furthermore, from reviewing the history, the instigator is confident that if any concerns had been raised, they would have already investigated them. So yeah, there was no abuse of power either, or retaliation from the company due to the employees' raised issues. The individual also involved may not have agreed with the decisions or the performance feedback, and due to the actions that were there for legitimate work-related purposes, and the business reasons for doing so and letting her go were valid. Allegations of process errors and miscommunication while onboarding this individual were partially substantiated, but therefore found ample documentary evidence of the LMG working to rectify the errors, and the individual being treated generously and respectfully. When they had questions, they were responded to and addressed. Obviously now raises a lot of question as to Linus Tech Tips' reputation since last year has been definitely hurt. But now it's all a matter of the company just wants to put this beside them and say, look, we're not going to obviously retaliate this and this and this. We just want to make sure that, you know, of all the things that were said against the company, we're just fine that the other person is now fine. And granted that they're no longer working at Linus Tech Tips, Linus Tech Tips is aiming towards creating content as they usually do. And their usual upload time of videos may soon come back to what it once was. So yeah, if you are a fan of Linus Tech Tips, be sure to, you know, look out for their usual uploading schedule. For those of you taking the side of the former ex-employee, well, know your facts before you come at anybody, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, moving on. We have Kai Cenat back in the limelight. The last time I mentioned him was that he did the Elden Ring stream, which with 166 deaths and 166 hours, I think. And I forget how many deaths that he had on Elden Ring. He had completed it, but he himself had pushed Elden Ring's viewership on Twitch to the highest when he had done his streaming marathon for Elden Ring. But as of recent, he had Kevin Hart on his streaming broadcast on Twitch. And yeah, he has once again reclaimed the #1 spot as the most subscribed streamer on Twitch after having Kevin Hart, which funny enough, at the end of the entire stream, Kevin Hart had made jokes towards Kai Cenat over him being rejected by Tyler, who is a singer from South Africa with this famous song called Water, which I mean, many of you guys probably know if you definitely live on TikTok. So yeah, a lot of people really like the stream between Kai Cenat and Kevin Hart, saying that it felt like a father-son stream to the, what's the word I'm looking for? The synergy between the two of them, and that it felt very natural to just see the two of them on live because it flowed so like fluidly, which I haven't taken a look at it myself. I've only just seen clips and highlights here and there, which is pretty nice. The weird thing to me though, which I mean shouldn't be weird because I mean I know Kevin Hart's been around for a very long time, speaking about industry plants, but seeing him with so much gray hair is actually terrifying. Like, it's already terrifying. I don't know if you guys have already seen the Bad Boys Ride for Life, which is releasing in cinemas on the 5th of June, by the way. Like, granted, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith have probably had their hair dyed black, so you don't see their aging, but you can definitely see the wrinkles on their face. Like, they have aged, my guy. Like, guys, we are reaching that era where, like, the people we grew up with, man, like the celebs we looked up to ages ago are definitely starting to show their age, which is scary. But yeah, moving on, still staying on the topic of Kai Cenat. Due to his Elden Ring stream, you guys can now also start seeing The Weeknd starting to stream on Twitch as well, doing a Twitch marathon of him playing Elden Ring. So yes, that is correct. The Weeknd has now taken interest in Elden Ring and has done a week-long live stream that has also started racking up views and bringing a lot of viewership towards Twitch. So, you know, GG's to all the Twitch staff and something Clancy, I forget his name, Dan Clancy. Who's the Twitch guy, the CEO of Twitch? I forget his name.
Yeah, Dan Clancy.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, GG's to him that like celebrities are hopping onto Twitch and starting their streaming careers. So, you know, money for them. I haven't checked the Weeknd stream either, but I definitely would like to see him play anything. Like, the amount of hate that guy has, jeez, man. So it's going to be very interesting to see him play. All right, then moving on. More content creator news. We have Eugene Lee Yang, part of the Try Guys. I mean, I don't have to explain which of the Try Guys he is, but yeah, he is leaving the Try Guys, and he has announced this due to the directional debut new change that they have brought in. So on May 22nd, Try Guys revealed that they were going to form a trio. Their trio was now going to become a duo, with Eugene announcing his departure from the group, right, during an interview with Rolling Stone. And the reason was because he had said, working full-time here has become unattainable, and it's evidence that I cannot continue keeping one foot in. So this what amorphous arrangement where people end up shaking their very question, is Eugene even a try guy anymore? That will only disappoint all parties involved. So the rest of the Try Guys had also said in alliance to Eugene that they had decided to take a clean break because clean breaks, are just better for the healing process, and that Eugene hopes that, there's going to be future guest appearances and videos, but doesn't want to risk, being seen as the iffy, on and off type of guy, and that he has any sort of bitterment towards the Try Guys, which he has stated that he has none. It's just due to the decision that they're now taking with their videos. And this is because now with monetization and everything getting so serious, the Try Guys want to now introduce a certain subscription level towards, if you want to see more content with the Try Guys, you got to subscribe a bit more. I'm sure you guys are aware of YouTube's become a member type of subscription tier. You can subscribe to a person's channel to see all their stuff, which if you haven't subscribed to XDefiant, we give you guys content for free. But yeah, I mean, most content creators nowadays are looking towards the become a member type of thing, to earn more monetary value on their videos. So Eugene wasn't in line with this and has now announced that he will be taking a step back and focusing on his own director view of what content he would like to put out that is free to the people. So yeah, no hate towards the Try Guys or anything. He still loves them very much, and he is likely to appear in guest videos. Moving on, we have PewDiePie, who is slamming the obnoxious influencers of YouTube, such of the likes of Johnny Somali, for ruining Japan. Now, this was a very interesting take, and you guys did mention that you saw Asmund Gold's take on it.
Whoa. I would just like to point out content streamers, not YouTubers.
Nah. For me here, he mentioned YouTubers.
Really?
100%.
God, okay.
The reason why I think he mentioned YouTubers, right, is because...
Wait, sorry.
Yes.
Johnny Somali isn't a YouTuber, is he? Correct me if I'm wrong. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He has a Kick channel. And
You are absolutely correct. Where PewDiePie is mentioning the YouTuber part is how many YouTubers that he knows personally have now taken upon themselves to move to Japan or to start streaming a lot of content in Japan. Now, he's mentioned the likes of good friends who are not ruining Japan, mind you, but the likes of Gigok, the likes of the Anime Man, the likes of Akidiris now coming to Japan, and many other YouTubers who have decided to move to Japan and live in it. However, ever since the epidemic of trying to get more views on YouTube are coming to Japan and filming certain parts of Japan, let's take the likes of Logan Paul and what he did in the Suicide Forest. Ever since then, now you're right, Max, in the sense of content creators have started to ruin Japan to such a point that certain parts of Japan that are being either investigated by the police due to certain crimes or due to certain incidents that have happened, due to certain natural disasters and everything, police and government have now taken it upon themselves to start covering the incidents around with black net and walls, just so that YouTubers cannot make content for themselves to benefit off of certain disasters that happen in Japan. Not only that, certain cultural events that take place in Japan, with most cases of tourists usually coming to just do what tourists usually do, but content creators taking it a step further and trying to question the certain traditions that Japan has, is completely ruining what Japan views in terms of its foreign visitors, right? So most people will definitely see tourists coming around with cameras and everything and immediately assuming that they are YouTubers or content creators when some are just normal tourists. And it's getting to a point where certain, I hate saying the word foreigner. I don't know if it's because living in South Africa with all the xenophobia is making it worse. Again, with most Japanese natives seeing foreigners come into their country and filming and everything, it's very difficult to discern if that person is a content creator or just a normal tourist. Yeah, I was going to say the foreigner thing again. But anyways, yeah, so most of you obviously know Johnny Somali was arrested and deported from Japan, and the phenomenon seems to be continuing to a point of contention that has been called out by several high-profile creators, and now that's what led to PewDiePie also giving his 2 cents on the subject. And yeah, I mean, obviously, for those who don't know, PewDiePie is now a resident of Japan who moved there with his wife Matsuya in 2022. And yeah, him saying that it's become an infestation, all these YouTubers and content creators coming out trying to be so obnoxious as possible to get, reactions and attention, and hate clicks. Like, it's not even about them trying to get likes and everything. They want to be hated because even hates bring you views, on YouTube. So he said it's really frustrating that, for a lot of people, Japan is now an escape, from the hectic life of America and any other countries that they've been in, because as we all know, Japan is a very conservative, well, not hectically conservative, but more conservative than most places. It's very polite, and therefore, the people of Japan want to protect that. But then you have all these content creators coming out trying to break people and acting like, idiots, and getting into antics that get them arrested just so that they can get, clicks and likes and views on their stream. So yeah, him of all people saying that is really hectic, because I mean, most people have praised PewDiePie as being like the father of YouTube. Well, for most content creators. But yeah, who knows what's more to happen. I don't see this stopping. Honestly, if I'm being honest, bro, I even still want to go to Japan, but not for that reason. I think one of my things is just to go to Japan for retirement, because if we're talking about being conservative and living in a quiet area, I would definitely want to live there in like my 40s to my 60s. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, lastly, Meat Canyon is in disbelief after the Simpsons have referenced him in one of their latest episodes. Now, we all know the Simpsons are definitely not shy to speak upon current things happening in the world, much like South Park. And the Simpsons also definitely still have the conspiracy about them as to how they always predict the future very correctly. I don't know if any of you guys have seen recently that asteroid or comet that flew over Portugal. Well, most of the area around Portugal that shined a very light blue light at the very dark of night, that a lot of people have started making videos around. That was already an episode in The Simpsons, as well as the 9 lights that appeared above Japan's skies earlier in the past 2 weeks. That was also in The Simpsons. So they've done it now for the past 35 seasons, where they're always touching upon, either the future, predicting it, or pop culture references. And now it has finally included one of YouTube's top animators, Meat Canyon, also known as Papa Meat, and he is known for his horrifying animated videos and vlogs, where he reviews everything from old episodes of Goosebumps to fast food chains. He's even made, his former videos have been pretty much touching upon the whole Jojo Siwa, as well as the Chick-fil-A Sauce Girl. And in The Simpsons season 35 finale, titled Bart's Brain, Meat Canyon is a character that is tasked with taking care of a jar with a brain inside of its homework, but quickly becomes attached to a specimen. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I would definitely go check the episode out. But yeah, anyways, Meat Canyon came back to say that, man, this is so sick, nothing but smiles. He was actually happy about it, the fact that he was included in something. However, as much as he was happy about it, people are still kind of scared, into how nowadays with every TV show, well, not every TV show, it's usually just the Simpsons as well as South Park, taking into hectic pop culture references. It's very interesting now to say that, is this what the world is coming to, in the sense that there's no original content, and now all we have to do is honestly just react to what reality is. Is life itself becoming its own reality TV? But hey, whatever. Everyone is happy that a YouTuber has now made it onto one of the world's famous cartoons. And yeah, good on him for that. Anyways, moving on. Kojo, any content creator side from you, bro?
I have nothing.
Oh, okay. Aware. So yeah, I definitely filled y'all's time. Max, anything from you, content creator side?
No, I don't have anything.
Aware. Okay. This isn't really content creator side, but definitely for the anime fans out there. Netflix has signed to add more anime, about 35 contracts worth of anime. So technically 35 new anime will be coming to Netflix, which I'm really enjoying. What does this say for Crunchyroll? Who knows? But anyways, yeah, fun times. It's been nice seeing all this new anime show up on Netflix. Moving on to esports. So many episodes ago, I think almost 10 episodes from now, I did mention that the start of the League of Legends MSI 24 was beginning. Recently, in the past week, since the last episode, we have now hit the grand finals and we now have the winners of the MSI 2024. Mind you, why the MSI 2024 is so important, for those of you who do not know League of Legends, these will be telling you who are the highest contenders for the World Championship at the end of this year. And we have seen amazing teams rise up from the ashes and really make their way. I think the last time Gen G eSports, which were the winners of the MSI 2024 for this year, the last time we saw them get very close to being winners of the MSI or even performing well in the World Championship, even last year and the years before, we've never really seen them perform to the level that they have performed at. And for the first time in a very long time, SKT T1 was knocked out in the semi-finals. They didn't even make it to the finals, which was wow. What was very interesting to me, which I'll just make briefly, you guys can definitely go check out some highlights and everything, which was very interesting to me, was in the game where SKT T1 in the semi-finals had to go up against BLG. It was very interesting to me how Faker, who is renowned as the god of League of Legends, was constantly targeted by BLG. Almost any time he was alone, the whole team would just gang up on him and mess him up, which once he was dead, the rest of the team had to try to formulate a game plan, because obviously all of their game plans involve Faker being in the back lines and just making sure he deals the most damage to kill the rest of the enemy team. But getting rid of him first really threw a spanner in the works, and it was very interesting to see. So congrats to BLG. Unfortunately, they came second place, with Gen G defeating them in a total of 4 games being played, which was incredible. I think this was one of my most favorite MSI games that I've ever seen in a very long time, since 2015. So GG's to Gen G eSports, and I'm so glad to see how they're going to perform in the World Championships at the end of this year. Kojo, eSports for you, bro.
Yes, I got one thing. So let's talk about Call of Duty.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Call of Duty League, or the CDL.
Yeah.
A weekend ago, we had the Major 3 event, which was set in Toronto, and it was quite an interesting battle all weekend between all the teams. And the tournament was a double elimination, best of 5 series. However, the grand finals was best of 7. And it came down to the home team, Toronto Ultra versus Optic Texas. And Optic Texas won it 4-0. It was a sweep. It was not even close. So they walk home with $150,000 out of the $375,000 prize pool. Second place was obviously Toronto Ultra with $90,000. And Atlanta Face comes home third with $60,000. That's pretty much it for the Major 3 events. Leading up to the next event, we will see how that plays out. And yeah, that's it for my esports news.
Aware, bro. Max, anything from you, bro?
Nah, bruh.
Alright, aware. Alright, and then that brings us to the news blitz. Max, hit us up, man.
For the first bit of Blitz, the Xbox Series X and Xbox One subreddits will be shutting down, and instead an Xbox subreddit will take their place for all community conversations on Reddit. The other subreddits like Xbox Support, and there was one more, I think was Xbox Live, they'll still function as they normally do. But this Xbox subreddit will, as I said, take over the general community conversations. Then, in what is probably a bad idea, we'll see with time, Sony is developing a PlayStation mobile platform. However, at the time of announcement, we don't have much to go with, so more will come when details come in. Then lastly, Twitch is rolling in a content filter that will allow users to blur out mature, sexual, or graphic content from their feed. So if you, for whatever weird reason, don't want to see that and that's popping up on your feed, you can filter it out. Otherwise, if you're seeing it, it's probably because you want to see it. You know what I mean? I don't use Twitch, so you guys can correct me on this, but I assume what you're recommended is based on what you like looking at. And that's it for my Blitz. Anything from you guys?
For me, that last part, I mean, I feel that's just a parental thing, to be honest. I don't see anyone else using that. Unless, of course, you're one of those weird people who, okay, let me not say weird people.
I also thought it was a parental thing, but then I was like, but most platforms just ask you for your age, and if you're not within the correct age group, you don't even get such content recommended at all. It's nowhere near your radar that you need filtering. So then if you are in the age group where you can use the filtering, it's like, okay, but why are you using it? Hence why I was asking you guys, how does the Twitch platform give out suggestions? Does it just give out any random suggestions, or it bases the suggestions based on what you've been viewing and doing?
Well, that last part, yes, it does definitely recommend the types of other streamers that you viewed, and they'll give you more just like that. But I think for me, yes, like I mentioned, that setting that they're going to give definitely fits to more of the parental side of things. But there's been a streamer that I've enjoyed watching when I was single, and now me being in a relationship, I still do like their content purely because, I mean, they give it like real when they react to, well, in how they react when they're playing League of Legends, right? The problem with the streamer is that they constantly have cleavage, like all the time. And I get it, titties gotta breathe, yay, fun. But like, it's just, it's tough to explain. So I'm glad that feature is coming up. Yes, yay, you know, good times. Pedro, anything from your side?
No news blitz from me. I was going to mention briefly about Black Ops 6, but Max spoke about that in the news section. So yeah.
Alright, away. So yeah, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, gents. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode. We don't really have like end of episode updates, but definitely be on the lookout for videos on XDefiant. I know I had so much to say about that game that really peeved me off, but your boy did make a video about his first feelings about it. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And then I finally got Kojo on an Apex game where he uses his microphone. So be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for listening to the episode. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, share to your friends who might leave a like and subscribe and like the video. I don't know what else to tell you, but thank you so much for listening. It's been another episode from XDskip, bringing you the weekly patch notes. And yeah, take it easy, you know, be cool with it. Have fun. Pride Month is coming. It's next weekend, you know, so big ups to that. And yeah, we love you all. Stay good, stay healthy, and keep gaming. Peace out.